Hello everybody, Elite Dreadman here. Guys, I have an absolutely interesting video for you guys to watch today. As usual, I tried to do the leak, but it actually came out too early, and I wasn't able to post the leak video before this actual special video had actually came out. But guys, this special episode was so absolutely insane. I can't believe what happened in it. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, join the Discord, you guys. Subscribe to my channel, clap that like button like I clap Elite Drill Woman. And guys, let's get into the video. So we first off seeing how it says previously on episode 21, turn on captions. And after this, we can see how we see all the toilets from episode 21 and how we're about to get onto the clock copter with the clock boss, but all the time freezes except for the ringer clock man. After this, we can see the time freaking traveler clockman say, "It's nice to finally see a homie." And then he says, "We have much to discuss." He says, "I know you're confused right now, but don't worry, I'm your big pal from the future." And this means I was right. I was freaking right all along, and I always have been, you guys. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I had a suspicion that this future Clockman was actually the big Clockman, but from the future, and meaning I was right, baby. The next stuff he says is awfully confusing, though.
I'll be quick, because it's not the first time I'm doing this. Well, it might sound weird, but the leader of this Skibidi toilets for now is not even a toilet. It's a purple woman. At this time, she will attack our base soon. Everyone leaves, our chief stays, and he actually managed to defeat the purple lady. Though the problem is that she escapes after, teleported with the device on her hand. You know, before you, I asked Clockwoman to use her gun at the moment. Before Clockwoman, I asked the buff guy to destroy that purple device so she couldn't escape. And before the buff guy, when it happened for the first time, I used my last strength and sacrificed myself.
What ends up saying is how the leader of the Skibidi toilets isn't even a toilet, it's a purple lady. He says, at the minute, she's going to attack our base, and maybe the clock boss stays behind, and maybe even defeats her. And gets away, teleported with the device still in her hands. He's obviously talking about the purple sphere that we saw. After this, he even said some things that was actually really interesting. And he even says, you know, before you, I asked Clockwoman, and with her time gun, that didn't work, obviously, as he said. Then he tried to ask the big clockman, the jockey clockman, or as many people call him, the bouncer clockman. And then he says the third time was ridiculously interrupted by white clocks in his suit and some other thing he said. Well, hold on one sec. Some white Skibidi toilets with heads that could talk that I've never seen before in my life. This is obviously relating to Just Cozy and Hot Sauce. These characters, and the Analysis YouTubers like Elite Clockwoman and Elite Clockman. And then he even says, the first time, I risked my whole life to save all my friends. I used nearly all my power, and the second time failed even more miserably with the witch succeeding in killing, the bouncer clockman. And the third time was ridiculously interrupted by white clocks in the suits and two talking Skibidi toilets that I've never seen before in my life. Which is really funny considering the fact that the thumbnail of this video has all of these characters literally on the broken glass. So he even ends up saying that I could try more, but I'm afraid as long as I'm stuck in this loop, I might reach my limits eventually. And he's very right. Eventually, you do reach your limits. And then the future Clockman ends up saying something I never thought that I would ever hear him say. He ends up saying, but you could change it all. You have to kill the clock boss before he uses his power. And we can even see how the ringer clockman goes into denial saying, no, I won't. And he ends up saying, as he's trying to, not try to go along with killing the clock boss, he ends up saying, you realize that purple lady will kill every clock, right? And he ends up saying, if we kill the clock boss right in front of her eyes, the least she'll do is forget about us for a while. And he's very true, as this did end up happening in the scenario which we saw. After this, he ends up saying that's exactly what we need. It'll buy us a long enough time to revive our Titan. And then the ringer alarm clock gets angry and yells at him, saying like, no, I'm not gonna kill him. As we can see, he's obviously angry about this. And then something that really confused me was two things that happened here. So, he ends up saying, she has a counter Titan. Meaning, this could be one of two things. It could mean that Titan Drillman is the counter Titan, or, for the first time ever, we could be seeing a Skibidi Toilet Titan for the first time ever. Now, which one you guys think is the counter Titan is totally up to you. I'm not fully confident I know what a counter Titan is, but it definitely means something that could decimate all the other Titans, as he ends up saying. He ends up saying that that thing will wipe out all the other Titans. And he even goes on to say that he's seen this, meaning it's not good. Even goes on to say how we need our Titan back soon, even if that means sacrificing our strongest, the Clock Boss. Which, I didn't even know that the Clock Boss was the strongest. I thought he was the third, or maybe even fourth strongest. That's absolutely crazy to hear this future Clockman saying it. And then, the alarm clock is like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to kill him. And then he goes on to say how, I know you'd say that. I could ask others to do it, but the chief knows his fate, whether he likes it or not. And then as he says, however, you have the ability to block all the other clock's powers with that simple watch. And here, listen what he has to say.
But for such a situation, I must use this ability against the toilets. But for such a situation, it can change everything. It can change everything. The blocking is temporary, but it provides enough time for you to do the job.
And he ends up saying that this could change everything. It'll buy you enough time to block the boss clock's powers, enough time to kill him, and he screams out saying, no, I'm not going to kill him. I won't kill our leader. And then he says, I knew you'd say that. And in this case, I'm not asking. As he starts to mind control him with his own power, which it wasn't actually the Alpha who was controlling him. As we go back to seeing in the scene from episode 27, where he ends up killing the boss clock, and he even ends up saying, in this case, I'm not asking. When the time is right, block the clock. This is what it meant when he said block. He meant block the clock boss's powers, as we see how his mind is being taken over right here by the time traveler Clockman, and he kills the freaking clock boss. Now, this isn't good for the Alliance, as I've said before, but, I mean, is he really bad, or is he good? Because he's trying to save the Alliance, you guys, but at this point, we don't really know. Is he good or evil? What do you guys think? After this, we hear the same clock ticking. Now, like I said before, after episode 30, the Titan clock is definitely coming back. He absolutely has to be. The drill era is almost over. And after this, we're gonna definitely see the clock Titan coming back. And he's definitely gonna be pretty strong, you guys. Now, something I'm more interested about is a counter Titan. This is the thing I'm most interested about. The counter Titan is definitely one of two things, like I said. It is definitely either the Titan Drillman, or we are going to, for the first time ever, see a freaking Titan Skibidi Toilet. This is something I'm excited for, you guys. And as always, you guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, join the Discord, clap that like button like I clap Elite Drill Woman, you guys. And guys, Elite Drill Man out. Peace.